What's going on, guys? Stefan here with you, S&E's Garage. Behind us we have our IS350. We're going to show you some things that we've done to it and tell you a story that almost ended up biting me in the butt. So what you're going to see here is these god-awful American racing wheels. We finally got them off the car, and we got a set of stock IS350 wheels from an 06 IS350 on the car, and I could not be more happy. Now that we are coming into the winter months, I needed a set of wheels that weren't going to make me completely embarrassed to drive the car like those do. So I figured what better way than to get a stock set of wheels just to make the car look period correct. And I think this absolutely does that. Come springtime, when the weather starts to change and there's no more salt on the roads here in New Jersey, I do think that I am going to start shopping for a staggered set of 18s, just with a little bit more of an aggressive offset, and I'm probably going to do a suspension just to lower the car a little bit. I did not like the way the 19s looked on the car. They just make the car look like a monster truck. The frame and the body of this car, in my opinion, are just too small for 19s. Now, we ended up paying $400 for these wheels, and I did the deal on Marketplace. So I found them on Marketplace, probably about an hour and a half from me. When I messaged the people, I said, hey, are they in good condition? Are there any cracks or bends? They said, no, they were fine. They were our winter wheels. We just had the tires taken off of them, and we're just trying to clean up our garage. So I said, all right, no problem. And we agreed on the price of $400, and I drove out there to get them. Now, stupid me, being in a rush and just wanting to get the heck home, I didn't check these wheels out. They were in boxes. I just threw them in, the back of our Jeep, and we went on our way. And I made a big mistake in doing that. So when I took the wheels to my buddy's shop to have the tires from those god-awful things taken off, take the sensors out and put them on these wheels, we actually found that the two front rims had substantial cracks in the back bead set. I'm going to throw a picture of those cracks right here. When I saw that, I said, son of a gun, these people told me these things were good. So honestly, I don't think they realized they were cracked, because when I messaged the people, they were very apologetic, and we actually came to an agreement that they were going to send me $100 back, which they did. They Venmoed me $100 back, so I got these rims for $300. But then I had to go and get the two front wheels sent out to be repaired. That cost me $300. There was one crack on one and two cracks on the other. So 3 cracks in total, cost me $100 per crack, basically. It was $150 per wheel to get them welded up and make sure they were straight. And then we had to pay $80 to have the tires and wheels, swapped from the old rims to the new rims. So all in all, I am $680 into a stock set of wheels for this car, which in the grand scheme of things really isn't that bad of a deal if you ask me. If I were to try to buy these wheels from Lexus, I'm sure they're $400 a piece. The car that they came off of had roughly 80,000 miles on it, so you can see they're actually in really nice shape. They are staggered, so the back is 8.5 inch wide, and the front is 8 inch wide. You can see the little mark on here from where they wrote down, I guess the vendor that repaired them, so I do have to clean them a little bit. But overall, we are super happy with the repair, and we're super happy with how the car looks. I took it up on the highway, drove it about 80 miles an hour. I got no vibrations or anything, so we're good there. So that was my debacle with the wheels. The wheels are now taken care of. If anybody wants an ugly ass set of American racing wheels, I have them up on Facebook Marketplace, $150. They're 18 by 8s, plus 40 offset, and 5 by 114.3 lug pattern. Again, ugly ass American racing wheels. That's literally how I should have listed them on Marketplace, but I didn't do that. So now that we're done talking about the wheels, let's move on to the next thing that we've done to this car. So the next issue that I had with this thing that I ended up having to fix is we were having a headlight problem. Unfortunately, I am not ready to purchase any V-Land headlights or anything like that. We have to recoup some of our money that we have in this project here before I can spend any more money on this thing, because we need to get this car running and out the door. This is a total other nightmare. The rod bearings on this thing are absolutely shot. If I show you the rod bearings here, again, sorry we're getting a little off topic, but this engine needs a full rebuild. Parts are on order. That's besides the point. So what was happening with this is after driving for about 15-20 minutes, this driver's side headlight would just turn off. You turn the lights off, turn them back on, they would turn on, and they would run fine again. So for those of you that don't know, these are HID headlights. There is a ballast and then a xenon bulb. So what I did is I swapped the bulb from left to right, and then the next night I went out and drove it. The problem followed the bulb. So we went to ddmtuning.com. They are a company that I have used plenty of times before I had a YouTube channel. And I used to run their HID kits all the time before LEDs were really popular. And we purchased this set of their ultimate HID bulbs, 35 watt, 5500 Kelvin. So if we go ahead and open the door and turn them on, let's take a look at how they look here. You'll see we have a nice, crisp, it's like an ice white color, and our headlights don't turn off anymore. So those bulbs fixed that problem. Super glad. That was a nice, easy, cheap $60 fix. So now I can run these headlights with these bulbs until we sell that car and we can upgrade to something a little bit nicer, you know, to make this thing look a little bit more modern. Now, ironically enough, while we were diagnosing our headlight issue, I almost got absolutely killed by the hood on this thing because I forgot to put my little vice grips here on the hood shocks, because the hood shocks were rather worn, and the hood came crashing down while I had my head down here. And if I didn't hear those pistons start hissing on their way down and jump out of the way, the hood would have clobbered me in the head. I probably would have took the latch to the head here. So I went on Amazon. I'll link these down below. I think I spent like 15 bucks on these things, and we put some aftermarket hood shocks on, and now you'll see this hood. That thing shoots up. So I'm super happy with that. Super easy, super cheap fix. And that's kind of the theme here. We're gonna fix this thing as cheaply as we can, but as correctly as we can. We didn't spend all kinds of money on the crazy expensive Philips or Osram LED bulbs. We got some DDM tunings in there. We didn't buy original equipment hood shocks. We bought some cheapos on Amazon, and we didn't buy brand new wheels for it. We bought some takeoffs off of another car that, like we talked about before, almost bit me in the butt. And we didn't even buy new tires. We took the tires that were on the rims that the car came with and threw them on here because they are the correct size. So there is definitely ways when you buy a beater or a used car that needs some work, there are ways to fix it correctly, but cheaply. And that's kind of what this whole car is going to be about. This is my daily driver. This is what I'm going to drive 80 miles a day to and from work. I want it to be safe, but I also don't want to make it so nice that I'm going to feel bad driving it and putting miles on it. And that's, again, that's our theme with this car. Now, we did off camera also go ahead and service the cooling system. I just drained the radiator and filled it back up. It took about a gallon of coolant, so we got a nice fresh gallon of Toyota Super Long Life in here. So that's done. The cooling system service, you saw we did the trans, you saw we did the rear hub, and now you've seen everything else that we've done. And I think the car is just about ready to go for when I go back to work. I've been on family leave. We just had a newborn baby in January, and here in the great state of New Jersey, you get 1 year to use 12 weeks of paid family leave. The state pays you at a discounted rate. You don't get your full paycheck, but they pay you a discounted rate to stay home and spend time with your family and with your new baby, and I did take advantage of that. So I go back to work. By the time I post this video, actually, I will probably already be back at work, but that's besides the point. So I have been off work, and I've been busting my butt trying to get this car done. I need to get that done before I go back to work. And I needed to get this done before I go back to work because it's going to be my commuter. I need to be able to drive this to and from work. So getting this running, all caught up on maintenance, no lights on, and everything functioning has been my main goal here. Now, the one thing that I didn't fix that I really should, but isn't super important, is I need to go ahead and do something with this touchscreen here because the touchscreen is still inoperative. I don't have Apple CarPlay. I can't use the navigation. I can't stream my music. And that is kind of bothering me. I'm a music listener. I like to listen to music when I'm driving. And not having that is probably going to get on my nerves. So if you have one of these cars, comment down below whether you have a 250, 350. Let me know what system you guys use to get Apple CarPlay. There's a bunch of different cheapos on Amazon and on eBay, and I'm sure they're all the same. But that's probably the route that I'm going to go. I think I want to gut the factory navigation and start fresh. So comment down below. Let me know what you did. So with that being said, we are now at a point with this car where technically it's done and it's ready to go. I could drive this safely. It's all caught up on maintenance. Like I said, you saw we did the transmission. We did the coolant. We did that rear hub. Everything, it's ready to go. So now I'm kind of in a holding pattern with it because I need to get that car done. Once I get that car done, get it sold, and I get my money back out of it, I probably have about $2 or $3 grand, about $2,200 wrapped into this thing right now that I need to recoup. So once this engine's back together in the car and it's driving down the road, I can sell it. And then we can use the profits from that to then go ahead and start modifying this. Like I had mentioned, we're going to do some V-LED or V-Land, however you pronounce it, headlights and taillights. This spring, we'll put it on a nice set of staggered wheels to try to keep this factory staggered look, but just on a more aggressive stance. And then maybe we'll do something with the exhaust, maybe get an axle back or something like that, just to get a little bit of volume out of it. I don't want any drone. That's huge. I'm going to be driving this on the highway at 80 miles an hour, 80 miles a day, no drone. So again, if you have one of these, comment down below. Let me know what kind of exhaust you have, and let me know what you think of it. Maybe if you have any videos of it on your channel, some sound clips, let me know. I'll definitely check them out. But with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Just kind of a quick update, what we've done to the car, whether it be on video or off video. I wanted to share with you my ordeal with these wheels because it was sickening getting them to the tire shop ready to mount them on the car and seeing that they're bent or cracked rather. And I am super happy that those people did do the right thing and give me some money back. They didn't exactly make me whole because I still had to spend another $300 on getting them fixed, but at least they gave me $100 back to kind of put towards that. So I do appreciate them for doing that because they honestly didn't have to. They could have told me to go pound sand. So there are still good people in this world, and I'm glad to see that, and I like to pay it forward. So again, I did not want to just put a junk engine back in this car just to get it running. That's going to be rebuilt correctly. Pistons, rods, rod bearings, piston rings. This thing's head gasket, the head got shaved. That engine's going to be prime time, and someone's going to get a great car here. So again, that's the kind of people that we are, and I'm glad that there are still people in the world like that. And then we can sell these god-awful things to try to recoup some of the money that we paid to have these tires mounted and balanced. So if this video interested you, if this car interests you, if projects like this interest you, please like, share, and subscribe. We do greatly appreciate it, and hopefully we will see you guys next time.